It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into an artist. This week's artist is Alanis Morissette. Believe it or not, it's taken 4 years to get to Alanis, but we're finally here. And that is directly because of hard work. You see what I did there? Hard work does indeed work. Hard Work Works fitness app on your whatever store. You download it. You download it from your app store there, and for free for 2 weeks, you can work out. Joe will send you 3 workouts a week, and he wants to get you in tip-top physical. So you have access to a personal trainer for as long as you're with the app. You like what you're getting after 2 weeks. It's only $10 a month. You don't, you cancel. You get to keep all your workouts. Hard Work Works Fitness. Joe is a swell dude. Hard Work Works Fitness app. Hashtag join the hustle. One of these days, I'll just actually read what I'm supposed to read, and I'm sure Joe will be really, really happy about that.
He might be, but you never will.
But I never will.
No. Hey, Justin, I have a very important question. Is he a swell dude or a swole dude?
He's both.
Both.
He is both. He really is. He is a swell dude. I enjoy his company, and he's swole. He's beast. I don't know why I'm flexing. Oh boy. Off to a great start. Today we're talking about Alanis Morissette. And so, strangely enough, not only has it taken 4 years to get here, but you basically threw it out at the end of one of the more recent episodes, Sarah. You're like, I'm sure you guys have already done Alanis. I think this is verbatim. I'm sure you guys have already done Alanis. And I was like, no. And you're like, okay, I'm in. So talk to me about Alanis Morissette and why it is that you specifically had to be here.
So Alanis Morissette has basically been in the background of my entire life in one way or another. I mean, Jagged Little Pill came out when I was in elementary school, and it was one of my first CDs because that was a big deal when you got your CD player for Christmas and you got your first CDs. And I think Jagged Little Pill was in the first set with Aerosmith and Boys to Men, and there was a fourth one that I can't remember. It all occurred to me. But I was so and I followed her career, and I've just been a steady fan of hers, both in what she does in her, as a music artist and what she's done, on the stage and screen. And my mom even wasn't she on You Can't Do That on Television? And so I don't know, but yes, she was.
Indeed.
Now that we know, that I have the Google, I know this. Yeah, I can't believe that she's been so well, okay, compared to some of the artists you do, because my husband just finished with Hall Notes.
Yeah.
She's not the most prolific artist in the world, but she's just been steady this whole time. You know what I mean? And she's angsty girl when I needed it, and she's emotional, understanding woman when I needed it, and there's just something there for all of the little aspects of my emotional little heart.
So I didn't even get a chance to put Alanis on the board. I think it was the TLC episode, and Jody messaged me and goes, I'm in for Alanis if you don't have anybody else. I was like, all right. So Jody, walk me through it. Why do you need to be here for Alanis?
Okay, so I already knew who Alanis was before this, but I want to say it was 98 or 99. And I rode in the back seat of an 87 Mustang convertible from Dallas, Texas to the southernmost tip of Ohio. And that was, Jagged Little Pill was the first CD that was played. And me and the other 2 people in the car screamed every song on the disc. And from that point on, anything that she's released, I've had to be in. There are a small number of songs of hers that I can say I don't like, and to say I don't like is I won't start it over again if I miss the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's the degree of don't like. yeah, it's like pretty much anything that she's put out has been okay. I can find myself in that song. I can find either from her point of view or from some of the points in my life where I wasn't the greatest person in the world, the point of view of the person she's singing about, but I can always find myself in there.
I got you.
That's really about it.
So we have a first timer. Lauren is only asked to be on 2 episodes. One hasn't happened yet. But the second one was weeks ago. She jumps into the Trash Pals chat and goes, "Hey, Justin, can I be on the Alanis episode?" So, Lauren, first of all, welcome to the show. And secondly, why is it that you had to be here? Why is this your first time here? Why Alanis?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous.
No
I might mess up.
We all do. Do you know me?
So I was listening to the TLC episode and Sarah saying Alanis and you saying we need one more person. And I guess I was listening to it a lot later than Jody did. Because I messaged you as soon as I heard that. I was like, please. So when I was 13 years old, I went through my very first breakup.
Oh.
And that summer, Jagged Little Pill was released.
Oh, perfect.
And I heard You Oughta Know on the radio. And everything about it just poured out of my soul and through that song. And I've loved her ever since. It was early in my CD collection, and I mean, I just played it so much I wore it out. And to be honest, I have not followed her as closely through the years. And coming back for this deep dive, I'm so mad at myself that so much has been there that I missed. So I'm really excited to be here and go into all of that.
So
I had that experience too, Lauren, where I knew some of the earlier stuff really, really well, and hadn't revisited in a while, but I would like touch base with her every few years. And it was kind of like, as my listening habits changed, they started on the radio and then they went to like physical media. And then it was, Pandora for a while. And then I got into Spotify and, like those different mediums offer different experiences. And I remember I hadn't listened to her for a while and I had some of the earlier CDs. And then Pandora happened and I had just moved down to Atlanta and was like young adult angsting, and like early 20s when everything is like not quite the same drama as teenager, but still like really up there. And I don't remember what I was listening to, but it was cycling through Alanis as part of the like Pandora algorithm. And that like got me into that time period. And then I, switched jobs and life happened. And then I was back into Spotify and Spotify recommended it to me. So it's interesting how it's like a whole other show for you, Justin.
Yeah.
So on that, like, I think it was pretty widely agreed and discussed that, oh, well, Jagged Little Pill is going to be that and then whatever else. So I don't, I mean, right? Like, I think that was pretty much the discussion we had. It sounds to me like everybody kind of doesn't feel necessarily like that anymore. So,
right.
So Sarah, walk me through what was putting your 20 together like for this.
I will say that I thought it was going to be easier. I thought it would be heavily loaded to the beginning of her career. It was not. And I thought that I was starting to like sort in my mind. I was starting to say like, okay, we need X amount of angsty and X amount of pretty and, like, and all of these sort of different sounds that she keeps touching base with. I thought we've got to like have all of these evenly represented. And how am I going to evenly represent them on my list? And how are we collectively represent all of Alanis's bank of work? I was so stressed about it. And then I just gave up. Like, I just went through and I had to cut with my gut and like rearrange and swap. And it was complicated.
Well, speaking of complication, Jody, you are meticulous with your lists. How did your list come about this time?
Well, I'll just say that I cut it back out after put it in. There are 6 Jagged Little Pill tracks in the cut list of there. So yeah, it was very Jagged heavy, and it was painful to cut them out. And I basically did what I did with Aha, where I sorted down. I took my big list, and it's like, okay, well, these definitely are in the first 10. These are definitely in the second 10. And okay, crap, everything after 20, I'm just cutting it because otherwise I'm going to keep listening to this list over and over again until the moment we start recording. So there's stuff that I'm staring at in my cut list going, but why are you there? You should be in the, wait a minute, there's 20 over here already. Shit.
Right.
Yeah, this is painful. It's not Aha painful, but this is painful.
And so, Lauren, with it being your first time, what was putting your first 20 together like?
So I was so afraid I was going to fuck it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
How
whatever.
blue can we go on
Fuck.
Deprogrammed?
Fuck. We're not allowed to say fuck. Shit.
God damn it. What am I going to do if I can't say fuck?
No, it's funny because RuPaul's voice has been in my head all week. Don't fuck it up. So I was really, I was on the fence about a lot of songs, and I reached out to Jenny Zell, like, wait, so like the hits I probably shouldn't put on, right? Because somebody else is going to put those on, right? And she's like, well, you really don't know. You never know what's going to happen. And I'm
true.
just like in anguish over every decision.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, right. And then trying to at a certain point I was like, but these songs, I don't think they're going to make it in, but I want them in the conversation. And then eventually just getting rid of that idea because there were songs I was ready to fight for and I couldn't risk them not getting through. So hopefully we have a wide conversation because I just want to talk about everything in her repertoire. Like, Sarah mentioned the pretty and the angsty, but for me, there's, the religious symbolism and the childhood trauma and the difficulty communicating with your parents and, all the scorned relationships and everything else that she just is so great at writing the nuance of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she covers a lot of ground, and there is no one specific Alanis song. There's lots of stuff that she kind of comes back to, like you guys have already mentioned. I was pleasantly surprised with the middle records being good, but then I got to like the Havoc and Bright Lights, the last record, and I was blown away by like. So I talk a lot on this show about consistency. And so she is pleasantly consistent. Now, being that Jagged is so great, like what really rises to what she does right out in front of her career is, that it's unfair when you look at it as like the radio scope, the sales scope. But on a pure talent, pure song, the fact that she put out an album like Havoc and Bright Lights when she did, and then she has one coming out this year that almost got included even though it isn't out yet.
You're just a little overzealous there, Justin.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oops. But I as I'm coming through that last record, I'm like, I haven't cut anything yet. Like I'm listening to song after song, and I'm like, these all belong. And then I think ultimately what I ended up doing, I think Sarah may have mentioned this, was I basically just kind of went 3 from every record. I think I have more from Jagged, but I think everything else is like 3. And I just kind of was like, this is just going to have to be what it is. And hopefully we can find each other on some of the ones that... So what we just did on Hall & Oates feels very similar to what's going to happen here. I feel like there's 4, possibly 5 that are just home runs that like are undeniable, And then the rest are kind of up for debate. Like, how do we fill out the 10? Maybe. I could be wrong. And then to Lauren's point, what hits get left off, what hits all make it. It's all a choice. So the good thing is we are a 4-person panel, and that means a lot of saving because you only have to find one other person to get it into the conversation. So that being said, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We have each listened to Alanis Morissette's discography and plucked out 20 songs that we are now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you for Alanis Morissette, in case, for whatever reason, you stopped listening after Jagged Little Pill, like probably half of planet Earth, unfortunately. So this song already got brought up, and it's how I was introduced to her, and to me, this is undeniable. It doesn't feel like it. I thought initially when doing this that this was going to be nostalgia, but when I listened to the song again in cans, I listened in an open speaker, just listened to the song instead of just kind of listening to it passively. You ought to know.
I have it.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I'm going to start a religion or a country, and that's going to be my national anthem or like my canonical song. So you're welcome to join me. There's like a $300 entry fee.
Okay.
Sadly, it's not going to be unanimous.
Okay.
I did have to let that go because I had 9 songs from that album.
That makes sense. You got to make cuts somewhere. So
it had to go.
To me, like, again, that was some of the stuff that I was wrestling with off of Jagged. Am I leaning into nostalgia, or is this just really that great of a song? And for me, you ought to know, like, the way it hits, it's more of a rocker. It's angsty. It reminds me of 96X, like when I was just really, really getting into music. So there is a bit of nostalgia, but it also still rocks. So You Oughta Know goes over to, oops, I put it in the wrong place. Maybe I should put it in the conversation where it belongs. All right, so that goes to the conversation, and it is Sarah's turn.
Let's stay with Jagged and go head over feet.
That was the one I could.
All right, you're no longer welcome to the Church of Atlanta.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding. Please join us. I need your money.
No, it was all part of the 6 that I had to cut back off, but it's in there.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. Me too.
Oh, no.
Strike out already.
Wow.
Not bode well.
I'll tell you. Now, part of this is selfish reasons. I used to make fun of that song so much, and it's not her fault. It's a great tune, and coming around to it, it did make my first pass. But something's got to get cut, right?
Yeah.
And I'll you know what? I'll do it right here. You already won me over. So that right there is why it didn't make it, because that's how I used to sing it. Not her fault, but sometimes you have to find whatever reasons to get rid of songs.
It's all your fault, Justin.
It is all my fault, as Alanis once famously said.
Yeah, you specifically, Justin. She was talking about you.
I know. She's a lot of times in these songs is talking about me.
And I just want to point out all of y'all's stories about your initial exposure, not just to her, but to Jagged Little Pill, made me feel so freaking old.
Well, she has 2 records before that, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, the way y'all are describing the stage in your life that you were in when you encountered that disc compared to where I was when it came out, y'all make me feel so old.
Sorry. Well, it's your turn, so if you want to make us feel old.
Alrighty. So I'm going to do what I'm not supposed to do. That thing that you, Justin, said, don't do it. And I'm going to do it.
You're leading with it. All right.
I'm going to do it. All I really want.
Yes. Yeah, I have it.
I have it too.
I also have it.
Oh!
Yay!
It's in.
No, what's funny is I dropped that all the way down to 20 because for me, all I really want was a nostalgia pick. I thought that I was only bringing it to the dance because I had nostalgic feelings because it's track one. I'm a track one guy, but I'm really tied to that song, like with how it makes me think of her specifically, and that the guitar lick is just it puts me right there with Jagged Little Pill. It puts me right there with Alanis Morissette. It puts me right there when it came out. So I thought that was nostalgia, but no, unanimous. I'm into it.
Yeah.
She has really strong first tracks.
Agreed. Yes, absolutely.
And that's exactly why I picked this one. I was like, Justin likes first tracks. I want to get this through. But everything, I mean, she's got her anger in this one. Her vocal range is really out there. I love the harmonica. You know, you got to get the harmonica through to this list to show its full range, and the guitar lick, of course. This song still hits for me, and I don't think it's just nostalgia. I think it's just an incredible song.
I always like, and all I really want is some patience. I just the delivery of the hook line, just I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's everything to me. I am so excited that I was wrong about that song. So all right. So there you go, Jody. I can't believe it. You proved the rule wrong with your first play. All right, Lauren, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm not going to stick with Jagged Little Pill. I'm going to go with one I was on the fence about. Are You Still Mad?
No.
I am still mad that I don't have it.
Nah, I don't have it either.
For some reason, so you're saying it was on the fence. For me, it doesn't. I can't even find it. Where is it?
It's in Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie.
Oh, okay.
And this is one of what I mentioned before about the nuance of her lyrics. You know, she's singing to a former partner. Are you still mad?
There it is.
And it's all these little things. You know, it's difficult to describe this, but I'll say it this way. I've been in some really shitty ass relationships.
No comment.
Alanis doesn't sing about the worst, but she sings about the worst parts of the sort of shitty ones.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's really good at just like capturing this feeling of like, God damn, that sucked. But was it that bad? No. But God damn, that sucked. You know, that kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
Where and there was something about this one that I just kept going back and forth with, and I wanted to keep it. I ended up going with it because I liked I really like her vocal performance on it as well. So,
well, sometimes you bring them to the dance just so other people can know the song. Hey, you never know, right? You never know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with this one. When I heard it the first time, I was like, "This is an Alanis song." I don't know that I like it. Just it feels like an Alanis song, and so like it made it through my first pass. When it made it through the second pass, I was like, "Yeah, this has got to stay." And then when I asked the listeners, they brought this song up too. So I was like, "Okay, so I'm on to something here. I'm gonna go with this one." So Unsexy.
I have it.
I don't.
Don't think so. Let me check. No,
Okay.
I did not make it.
Okay, well, it moves over to the conversation. Like I said, just something about it. I kept coming back to it, and I'm just like, this just feels very Alanis. All right. Let me find it on this list. And it is your turn, Sarah.
Okay, so this song I initially had in my like, maybe come back to it, you know, like it's not a hard like add to the list, you know, maybe whatever. But I kept thinking about it. So it was like, now it's a home run. 8 Easy Steps.
Yes. I have it.
Yeah, I've got that.
I don't,
Okay. Well, it goes into the conversation.
but that's good.
So close. So
Conversation.
close.
And for the record, that was also one that the listeners said. All right. 8 Easy Steps moves into the conversation. And it is your turn, Jody.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. And this one was my initial, when I first heard it, when it first came out, what caught me was the way that the hook is phrased. I just found it quirky. And it was later I actually paid attention to the song and found value in the song itself. But it was just, oh, you took this phrase and you changed the order of the words in a way that makes it sound almost wrong, but I like it. Knees of my bees.
Oh, no.
No,
I don't have it either.
I had I think I probably listened to that all the way through like 3 times though, because I had the same like language thing, and normally I'm a big lyrics person and I would normally love that, and I hated to cut it for that reason, because I just like felt like I was having an inside joke with her, but I wound up cutting it.
All right.
Look, I already got my favorite out of the way, so whatever happens now doesn't matter.
Right. All right, Lauren.
Ooh, I don't know where to go yet. You know what? I'll stay on supposed former infatuation junkie.
She had to make it hard, didn't she?
Unsent.
No.
By the time that song got to the harmonica, I was crying. Yeah, that's a hard yes for me.
All right. Yes.
Let's see. No, that got cut. It made it initially through, but I did have to cut that out.
All right. It moves over to the conversation. All right. We are doing okay here. We're not lighting up the world on unanimouses, but we're doing okay. All right. I'm going to stay away from what feels like home runs then. I'm going to try some of these. You know what? I was singing the praises of Havoc and Bright Lights. I'm going to try some of my choices here. Again, I have to point out, these songs were really hard to pick through for me, but these were the 3 that stood out the most. Havoc.
I have it.
I don't.
Got one.
No.
Got one. It's still in the conversation.
Conversation.
It's not dead. It's not dead yet. I'm with it.
You're not dead yet.
All right. Sarah.
Let's go with Front Row.
Oh, I was on the fence about that one, and I cut it at the end.
No, that did not make it.
Yeah, I don't have that either. What album is that?
It's supposed former infatuation.
Oh, okay.
Junkie.
All right, so we're still.
Yeah.
Some of these I just don't remember. There we go. Okay. All right, Jody.
Okay, let's see. Well, since I had such a roaring success with my most favorite, we'll go with the second. That particular time. It doesn't look good. This isn't looking good. I'm seeing all these faces.
I don't have it.
Nope, that didn't. No.
No.
Okay.
Great song. It got cut.
Goodbye.
That was one that I was hoping that I was hoping that somebody would pick me up on that one, because I cut it and didn't want to, but for the record, that was yet another song that the listeners brought to the table. So you are not incorrect. Apparently we
I know
are.
I'm not incorrect.
Apparently we are.
I am often incorrect, but this time I am not. And I will stand by that. I'm sitting, but that's okay.
All right. Lauren?
Where do I go from here? Let's go back to Jagged Little Pill. Wake Up.
No, I don't have that one.
Nope.
That is actually one of the few that didn't make it to start with.
Oh, wow. I'm wrong, huh?
I will.
Yeah.
Well, it made it through my first pass. I just when you stand it up against the rest of that record, it's just like it to me it just didn't stand up to some of the other songs. So, all right. How about again? I'll keep taking stabs at some of these middle ones. Doth I protest too much?
Justin, I'm sorry. I cut that one.
Okay, I got one cut. I think Sarah said something.
I cut it.
Okay.
And it did not make it.
Oh, into the trash. Okay.
I enjoyed that one a lot because of the way she's describing the jealousy as like these little, like usually jealousy is very exaggerated in any kind of pop culture, be it, the movies or TV or a song. And this is just like the little things like, I'm cool with it. And are you ever really? Yeah. So I thought it was a really, a very realistic, interpretation of jealousy that gets overlooked in most pop culture places.
So I want to point out that I have the listeners on my side with that song. So
yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know. All right, Sarah.
Let's go with Spineless.
I have it.
Yay!
All right, Spineless. There it is.
So-called Chaos.
There we go. All right, and did you have it, Jody?
No.
Okay, so it's 2. All right, so far we only have the one that has 3, and then the one all the way through. Interesting. I feel like I'm missing a song over here. All right, Jody.
Okay, let's see. All right, I'll take one of the ones I had off of Havoc and Bright Lights. Numb.
Hold on. I'm almost 100% I have that. Let me get back to my list. Yes.
I have that one.
Oh.
I don't.
Okay, but it goes to the top. It's got 3. I'm with it. All right. Numb. Goes over to the conversation and up to the top. And I think that gives us, 7 in the convo? Yeah. Okay. So we're not out of NTP yet. All right. Lauren.
Ooh.
It comes back around fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's go back to So-Called Chaos. This Grudge.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Right. Not that hurt by that.
Sometimes.
No grudges.
It be that way.
It's just I mean, I really enjoyed the song. I liked what she was saying, but I would be much more hurt if it was one of my Jagged Little Pill choices that's not going through. So we're good.
All right. So let me get back to mine here. I'm gonna stay away from these ones still. I'm gonna stay in the middle here and see if I can't find some people. I'm gonna go to Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie and Joining You.
Oh, I was on the fence with that one too. It did not come through. Yeah.
Cut it.
Okay.
Can't join you.
So for me, like that initial guitar riff, the burn, I was just, come on, that's a Justin sound if there's ever been one. So I had to bring it to the dance. All right, Sarah?
Let's stay with Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie, which, by the way, is an awesome title. If any of you guys are playing Animal Crossing, it reminds me of an Animal Crossing title.
Yeah.
Like you basically pick from column A and column B, and you wind up with this random thing. And I am currently an elusive coconut. But last week I was single occupancy floaty thing. So it kind of feels like she used the same generator to make this. Having said that, I am going to go with thank you.
Yeah. Yep, I got it.
Yes. Yeah, I've got that too.
I don't, but that's good that everybody else does.
That was one I was staying away from because it felt like a home run. So, but 3. So it's up near the top. What's funny is I remember there being, because again, even though it technically wasn't her sophomore album, I remember there being a lot of flack for that song. And it was supposedly a sophomore slump, and everybody was like and then, so like in my mind, I'm like, oh, Thank You must have been a garbage song. But then when I come back to it here and now, I'm like, this is a great track. Like, what were they on? What were they on about? It just seems made up. Sophomore slump on her 4th record. What's wrong with you? All right. So let's see. So Sarah had Thank You. That means it is Jody's turn.
Oh no, already?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, okay. So this is one of those, no matter how much I don't want to, and no matter how many times I listen to it, by the end of the song, if I'm not crying, I am at that verge. Not As We.
Oh, we God. Oh, man.
It's good, Jody. I've got it.
Okay.
Cool. I'm safe.
I cut it.
Yeah, I did too. But it was, if I had to guess, like 23, 24. It was one of my last few cuts.
It was close for me too.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I didn't cut it.
Oh.
I was looking at the shared one, not mine. So Not As We did make
Put it at the top of the conversation because I'm totally willing to bump that one in. And
all
the way
right.
so yeah.
No, that one.
Because it was like a really late cut for me. So.
All right. So Not As We goes over the conversation and more towards the top of it. All right. And that brings us to Lauren.
Oh. Uh-oh. I just minimized my list for some dumb reason. Okay. I don't know if this made the master list. I requested it get put on the master list. It's not from any of her studio albums. It was on the City of Angels soundtrack.
I'll tell you what. This is a great time to play a song like that you're not sure of, because we're right in the middle of it.
I didn't fuck it up. I did the right thing. Uninvited.
Let's see if anybody else has it, because I didn't get a chance to listen to it, unfortunately.
I have it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah, I did. And I was glad you mentioned it, Jody. Jody, I'm sorry. I'm glad you mentioned it, Lauren, because it's not on an album, and it totally would have just fallen right through my fingers. But yeah, it's definitely on my list.
All right. Uninvited goes over to the conversation. And let me put it on this one as well. Oh, here we go with this. I didn't. It's an automatic thing that does that. Uninvited. All right. Let me put this up towards here. All right. So that brings it back to my turn. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the. You know what? I'm gonna go with one that I liked. I'll be damned. I don't care if it gets in. Baba.
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely yes.
I was on the fence about that, so we can put it toward the top of the conversation too.
It was cut for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me move it over there. I couldn't deny it. Like I kept coming back to it. I'm like, this doesn't feel right, but something about it feels very, very right. I can't explain it.
There was a lot that felt right about it for me. It's from that album, it's one of the few where like there's a big religious implication, and I kept being on the fence about it. Like it kept staying on the list and not getting cut. And I would hear the beginning of it and be like, I gotta cut it. And then by the time she gets to the Ave Maria part, I'm putting it back on every time. So ultimately I did cut it, but it was like a big part. And I think it's just, I picked other songs that I felt like represented that side of her a little bit better, was the only reason I cut it. But
gotcha. It makes sense.
Especially if you guys cut my other ones, that we'll see what happens. That's all I'll say.
All right. Sarah?
Do we have anything on Flavors of Entanglement yet?
I don't think so.
All right, I submit Underneath.
Let me go back to mine.
Yeah, we did. Actually, Not As We is from that.
We had Not As We, yeah.
Oh, Not As We, yeah.
But I do have Underneath.
I have it as well.
I don't.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and listen to that one.
Goes on over.
That one is number 20 for me, so it almost didn't make it.
Oh.
But
I forgot my color coding. My apologies.
How dare you?
And by the way, I think we are officially out of Indeed We Are. And there's actually going to have to be a conversation for us to get our 10. So.
Oh!
Yep. It won't be clean.
No.
All right. So Sarah had Underneath. It is your turn, Jody.
Alrighty, let's see here. All right, well, we'll stay with the Flavors of Entanglement. Torch.
Nope.
I have it.
I have it.
Oh. Sounds like a favorite of that album.
Yeah.
That album's doing really well. All right.
Justin, did you have that one?
No, I did not. But 3 out of 4. So right up near the top.
This conversation just keeps getting harder and harder.
So-
Yep.
Harder and longer, just how I like it.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
It's my turn now.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's stay at Flavors of Entanglement. And there was so much about that album for me that this is the one album where I was mad because I had never listened to it until doing this deprogrammed dive. I just felt like the whole theme of the album was there the whole time. Like I was just really impressed with how the album was constructed. I did not love every single song, but I liked every song and I loved a lot of them. So this one was just the album as a whole. Like there are a lot of them that I wanted to put on my list. You've already gotten through the other two that I mentioned or that I had on my list. And the last one that I have from the album is Tapes.
I have that.
Right.
I
don't either.
But I like what you said about the album, Lauren. And I actually, when I was listening to it, I'd heard it before, but I never really gave it a good listen. Is it one of those albums that like tells a story throughout the tracks? Because as I was listening to it, I kept meaning to like look it up and then I didn't.
The entire album is her processing her breakup with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
It is kind of a story-ish.
Yeah, I knew there had to be something to it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go here. Under Rug Swept. 21 Things I Want in a Lover.
No.
I don't have it.
No, that didn't make it.
All right. Into the trash it goes.
You just love those track ones.
I also apparently love trash. I love trash.
Well, trash pals.
It's true. It's true.
That you hang out with, you embrace, and there's nothing wrong with that. Embrace the trash.
There's nothing
Everybody's
wrong.
got a little trash in them.
We're all trash. It's okay. All right, Sarah.
Under Rug Swept. Let's stay with it and say Flinch.
Oh no.
I have it.
No.
So 2. Oh God.
Well, I gotta say this about Flinch. For me, it is a perfect song.
Oh.
Yeah, I just kept listening to, even though it was already on my list, I kept listening to it over and over and just feeling it. And it's different for her too. Do you think so too, Sarah? That there's just something different. Yeah.
That was the song that made me think we really need to make sure that her like pretty artistic feminine music side is represented. Like that was the song that when I was listening to it, that was the note I made in my head of like, I want to make sure this part of her collection of work, like this movement in her,
right.
In her life is covered. I mean, she has other songs that are good examples of that as well, but yeah, Lynch definitely spoke to me in a very similar way.
There's just something about the music and the change up into the bridge of it that it reminds me of a Sia song. What is the name of that song? Oh gosh, Destiny.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's just something about the way it flows, that it felt different for her, at least different to what I'm attracted to in her music. But I just love it. I mean, I love the lyrics. I love the message behind it. So I'm glad it's in the conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Flinch was 2, right?
Yeah, just 2, but that's enough.
Yeah, it's enough. It gets it in the, it keeps it in the game. All right, Jody.
All right, let's see what I got left here. I will do this. I got one left from Havoc and Bright Lights, so we'll use that. Lens.
Oh, no.
I have it.
There's 2. All right. 2. So it makes it over. All right. Lauren?
From Rug Under Swept, Hands Clean.
Yes. That was another one I've been avoiding. Yes.
Right.
I have it too.
I had it. I cut it. And it always made me feel ever so slightly uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
Not on the pour some sugar on me level uncomfortable. Not that bad. But yes, because it's an awkward power dynamic relationship song, and it just always made me just a little creeped out.
That's the point of it. I
know it is. I get that,
because she's singing from the other perspective is right. How I took it.
Well, okay. Yeah, and I get that. I totally I like it, made it to my list, and I like the song, but it's also I feel a little uncomfortable with this.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it goes to the conversation, and we can revisit those feelings when it comes time to make the final list, because we have plenty of tunes to fill out the list at this point. So,
from a music standpoint, like I said, it's a great song, and lyrically, constructed wise, it's great. So, if it ends up on the list, I'm not going to fight it, but I'm not going to back it.
I got you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start knocking out some of these ones that we've just been avoiding. Because, I mean, they feel like, I feel like we've waited long enough. Ironic.
No.
Was that yes, Sarah?
No.
No? Oh.
Mm-mm.
Really? Well, isn't that
was
ironic?
Like a moral question for me.
That actually right there is more ironic than the song, because there's nothing ironic in the song.
So that was a very big part of why I cut it, Jody, like an embarrassingly big part. Like little Sarah, who grew up to be a writer, like I feel like it was like this seriously like me then versus me now. How am I going to deal with this? And the reason the misuse of the word was part of it, but also like, I don't know, it didn't really hold up for me the way that I thought it would. Like there's so much of Jagged Little Pill that was timeless and resonates very strongly as it did, but in a different way. And I matured with it and all this stuff, but that was just not one of those songs that did for me.
I think one of the biggest things that ended up pushing it through for me not only the nostalgia, but my wife frequently listens to, I think it's an Unplugged, and there's an acoustic version that she does of this that's just, it's tremendous.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that version, and it's really well done. But the only thing ironic about the song is that it's not ironic when it's called ironic, and that's not even irony, but it's the closest you're going to get.
Well, I don't know. All right. I was wrong. I get it. All right, Sarah?
Let's say Till You from Havoc.
Nope.
I don't have that one.
No, I don't either.
I'm in the trash with you there, Justin.
See? But this is the time for it. This is absolutely the time to get your trash out there. All right, Jody?
All righty. Here we go. Because I sincerely hope that somebody would sneak me in an hour and 10 minutes after visiting hours are over. Not the doctor.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Jody. I went with Wake Up instead of Not the Doctor, and I went with the wrong one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah, I guess just we're all in the trash.
Yes, join us.
Yes.
Yay!
Cookies.
It's warm over here.
I don't want to know why.
All right. Lauren.
I still have a couple left from supposed former infatuation junkie, so I'll get rid of those before I go back to Jagged. Can't Not.
No.
Can't
Nope.
not.
Same. That was a whole round of trash. Well done, everybody. Well done.
Do we get points for that?
I feel like there should be some points awarded for that. I feel like that's the perfect round. I'm down to my last 5 here, and so I'm going to, after the embarrassment of ironic, I'm going to go back to my ones that are clearly none of mine are sure things at this point. How about let's move to So-Called Chaos. Out is Through.
I don't have that one.
No.
Okay, in the trash. All right, Sarah?
So-Called Chaos. Let's Do Excuses.
Yes.
I don't have that one.
All right. Into the Conversation. And I think Spineless was supposed to go over there too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Spineless was in the conversation.
All right. Jody?
Me? Oh, no. All right. So, yeah, we'll do this. I've got one left from supposed former infatuation junkie. That I Would Be Good.
No.
No.
Not
I guess
me.
I'm not good.
Oh.
I'm not only not good, I'm in the trash.
The trash. The trash. All right. Lauren?
I've got one left from supposed former infatuation junkie also. The Couch.
Nope.
Nope.
Why don't you go sleep there? In the trash.
In a trash couch.
The couch is in the trash?
It's in the
Couch in
trash.
the trash.
Fuck your couch.
Oh,
Can I
God.
just talk a little bit about
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Couch
Please
for a
do.
second? So it's about her father going to therapy and her role in encouraging him to go there, his hesitation, and then ultimately like his acceptance over dealing with his own childhood traumas. And I just loved the dynamic of it, and everything else about it was just very Alanis, and the storytelling I thought was just unique. I've never heard a song that quite gets there the way that this one does before. And I was ready. My first listen through, I was ready to dismiss a lot of songs on supposed former infatuation junkie. And then my second run through, I was putting more back in. So this was one of those that
feel like that album has like a growth potential. Like each time you listen to it, you kind of pick up something a little different. Because a lot of the stuff that went through the first time just kind of did it by the skin of its teeth. But then when I came back around, like it stuck out and it kind of grabbed hold of me a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. I've got 4 left, so maybe we'll do one more round and then clear them all out. Sound like a plan, everybody?
Sounds good to me.
Right.
All right. I'm going to trot one of these 2 out that apparently aren't guaranteed home runs, but we'll see. How about You Learn?
Nope.
I have it.
No.
Okay, well, it goes to the combo.
I've got it. So
It made it through my
conversation.
first pass, but no.
Interesting.
I dig You Learn still.
Me
You know, I
too.
put it up there over Head Over Feet or Ironic. There's something about it.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It just, I again, it is part nostalgia because it makes me think of watching MTV and seeing the videos but I don't know. It feels, I don't know, like it like a learning experience. Duh. See what I did?
Yeah.
All right, Sarah.
Let's do Everything on So-Called Chaos.
Nope.
I don't have.
I do.
Okay.
Oh.
Jody does.
Just making this harder.
Yeah, I know, right? This is gonna.
We are covering a lot of ground.
We really are.
It's
We really are.
Justin, in your experience, not to interrupt the flow here, but what does that say about a collection of music when you've got so many, like 2 or 3, you know, like
This is
like
very
it's just diverse, or the listeners are diverse, or all
consistency. The consistency of the artist. The only time I can really remember like this specifically was Chevelle. Like, and not to compare the two like on the basis of their art specifically, but it just, I think Alanis was a lot more consistent throughout her albums than any of us maybe realized coming into this. So that's exactly what it says to me. She is super consistent. All right.
it made me wonder about the like production and what goes into her music beyond her, because how much like external control studios and producers and, you know, like, and marketing teams have, because a lot of stuff I thought, man, I can't believe they let that, you know, like that's too personal, or that's too gritty, or, you know, or whatever. At some point I'm just picturing some executive being like, just whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like she's gonna do what she wants, you know. So yeah, it's not an artist I can think of in terms of like hits, you know. It just isn't how you can consider her. I don't think
it isn't. And I mean, while her hits still resonate, I just don't, I think she's so much more than that. So
yeah,
my list maybe doesn't convey that, but yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So everything was Sarah. So it's Jody's turn.
All right, let's see. What do I have here? I've got 3 from Under Rug Swept and 1 from Jagged Little Pill. So let's get rid of Jagged. Forgiven.
Yes, I have it.
Yay.
I do not.
Okay. Nor do
Oh.
I. Nor do I.
Oh.
But
Not
it's-
you either, Justin?
Nope. And
So we now, we're not
it's-
even done. We
it's
now
cool.
have
I'm
a
gonna
total of
fight for
20
this one.
songs.
I'm the fisticuffs for this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I didn't lead with it because it is my favorite. So I'm glad that Jody said it first. I'm gonna fight for it. We'll talk about it
Okay.
when the time comes.
And like Jody said, there we have between the one that got in unanimously and in the conversation with basically a couple songs left, we already have 20. So we have our work cut out for us.
So what we have is list A and list B.
Right. Essentially, yes. All right. Lauren.
I only have one song left.
Oh, okay.
Your House.
in the middle of the.
I have one song left too, and that's not it.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't have it either.
All right.
All right. I'll just clear out what I got and see if I can find either of y'all. Hand in my pocket.
No.
Yeah, it got cut back out.
Straight jacket.
It also got cut
That
out.
was
That was close.
that was a close one for me too, Justin. Straight jacket.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then last, from Havoc and Bright Lights, Guardian.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Sarah, what was your last one?
In Praise of the Vulnerable Man, off of Flavors of Entanglement.
Oh, no.
Mm.
I love
No.
that one. No. All right. What do you got left, Jody? Just to clear it out.
All right. So all three of these are from Under Rug Swept. You Owe Me Nothing in Return, Precious Illusions, and Utopia.
Oh, Utopia was like my last cut. I wanted so badly to hold on to that one.
Precious Illusions was on my radar too, and actually was something that came up from listeners as well. All right, we've got our work cut out for us, gang.
Oh gosh.
All I really want, unanimous decision. It's all the way in. You Ought to Know, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, Torch, 8 Easy Steps, So Unsexy, Havoc, Unsent, Baba, Tapes, Spineless, Excuses, Flinch, Lens, Uninvited, Everything, and Forgiven.
Holy
Oh.
cow.
All right, so
Oof.
hold on a sec. You Ought to Know, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, Torch, all had 3. So are any of those we have 3, but like we want to get rid of, or do we take all 6 of those?
I think all 6 belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, run through them again.
You Ought to Know, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, and Torch. So, I mean, they're all off by one person. And, I mean, depending on when you listened to the list, each of us probably had each of the songs at one point. So,
The only one that hadn't made my initial pass was Underneath, but I'm willing to keep it on there
okay.
unless anybody else is. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so willing if I have to fight for some other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, they were all somewhere. You know, if they didn't make it through my final list, they're in one of the layers. So I'm okay with all those.
So, let's...
I had all 6 of those. So.
I think the only one I didn't have was Torch. So if I'm the holdout there, so that gives us 7. That makes it a little easier here. All right. So Lauren has already gone on record that she wants to fight for Forgiven. So let me bump that up to the top. Now let's try to make it a little bit easier. Because let's see, what do we have now? 13? Yeah, 13. So let's try to get 13 down to, I don't know, 6. I'm going to run down these again and let me know if there's anything that doesn't belong. I'm leaving Forgiven at the top because Lauren wants to make a case for it. So 8 Easy Steps, So Unsexy, Havoc, Unsent, Baba, Tapes, Spineless, Excuses, Flinch, Lens, Uninvited, Everything. Is there any of those that are there, but like basically just hanging by a thread?
I don't know that I can say any for me hanging by a thread, but of those, the 2 that I would put some effort into trying to keep would be 8 Easy Steps and Baba.
Okay.
I agree with 8 Easy Steps and submit Flinch.
Okay. So let me put Flinch. So we'll have Forgiven, Flinch, 8 Easy Steps at the top here. All right, let's also now start taking into account album representation. Do we care? I feel like I feel like we kind of have to, because it's clear, judging by everything that's here and judging by our lists, the consistency is important to her as an artist. Now, obviously, what I say doesn't have to be the rule, but just saying, judging by what we have.
I care a little bit, but at the same time, I mean, initially all of us said, how are we going to cut half of Jagged Little Pill?
Right.
And as of right now, we've more than done that.
So let me put this out here then. We've now put 3 through from Flavors of Entanglement. Do we really think we need tapes at this point?
I'm okay letting that one go, but that wasn't high anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay letting tapes go.
Okay. So now that leaves, we still have 2 from Havoc and Bright Lights as well. Let's see. I think we have everything kind of represented between what's already through and by what's at the top.
Yeah.
So Numb is already through from Havoc and Bright Lights. Judging by the songs you all have put forward as the ones that you really want to go to bat for, both Havoc and Lens are on the cutting room floor. And actually there's 4 at the top. Do we think we need more from Havoc and Bright Lights? We already have Numb through. Do we need Lens and or Havoc as well? Again, keeping into account that you all have already kind of gone out up to bat for Forgiven, Flinch, 8 Easy Steps, and Baba. And only 3 of those can already go through. Or we can just cut everything, and those 4, we figure out which one doesn't belong among those. This has to be a group consensus.
As that album is concerned, I didn't have Havoc.
Okay.
And Lens was near the bottom of my list of my 20. Numb was number 3 for me.
Okay. So I feel like let's see, do we have we have 80 Easy Steps up near the top. I feel like Lens and Havoc at this point can probably go. I feel like Numb is a good representation. It's a great record. I highly recommend anybody who enjoys Alanis Morissette goes and listens to that record. But to me, again, judging by what you all have said, our conversation for the last 3 is between Forgiven, Flinch, 8 Easy Steps, Baba. Does anybody disagree?
That I will agree with that assessment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am sad about Lens, but I will agree with that assessment.
All right, so let's lose all those. We gotta
so
make
only from our list, not from the world. I have to remind myself during deprogram they still exist. I can go listen to them whenever I want.
And I mean, they got a good run. They were here right up until the end. But I mean, if nobody's willing to put up a fight for any of those, then 3 of these go, 1. No, 3 of these stay, 1 goes. Forgiven, Flinch, 8 Easy Steps, and Baba. Now, if we're taking album representation into account, Flinch and 8 Easy Steps are in.
Yeah, because we don't have.
Those are the 2 that I really fight for.
I mean, and it gives us representation for Under-Rug I can talk. 80 Under-Rug Swept and So-Called Chaos. I still almost jacked it up. And then it gives us the fight between Forgiven and Baba as the last.
This is crazy because my whole reason that I didn't put Baba on the list was because I love Forgiven so much, and I was like, Forgiven tells the story of me and religion much better than Baba does.
Oh, so this is the perfect thing for it to come down to.
And Jody, me and you were the 2 that picked both of these, right?
I had Baba.
Oh, you had Baba.
I had Baba as well.
Oh, okay. So Baba had 3, Forgiven only had me and Jody, right?
Yeah, I didn't have Forgiven.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the two of us.
Oh no. Oh. Oof. So recovering Catholic. And you have to say it that way because it's you're raised with it almost like it's an ethnicity. It's still part of my family, even though I'm an atheist now.
I was raised Mormon. I get it.
Yeah, and it's just such a and I think Mormons have the thing too, where you have to go confess your sins to an old man, as a pubescent girl. And the shit she's talking about in this song is just so traumatizing, but at the same time, it's just supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
And for me, that's why Forgiven is so resonating and just important in general. To the world, not just to Alanis.
So Forgiven did have a line that I really loved. In the name of the Father, the Skeptic, and the Son, I had one more stupid question. And I was like, that was a really good line. So I'm a lyrics person. If I need a tiebreaker, I always go to the lyrics. And Baba's a great song. It just, doesn't have a punch like that.
And I think I already talked about what the part in Baba that I love where she gets to Ave Maria, and it's but the rest of the song is more like Eastern kind of philosophy and just kind of like creating false idols, I would say. Sorry to get too
that's
about it,
but that's part of it, right?
But I do love Baba also. And that's right, Baba wasn't on my list. I forgot. I took it off. Yeah, and here I am trying to argue for it. Fuck Baba. I want Forgiven on there.
Well, so let's do this. Let's weigh them both against the list as it stands. All I Really Want, You Ought to Know, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, 8 Easy Steps, and Flinch. So which one completes that list better? If we have similar content, like similar thematically between the two songs, which one fits better with what we have currently, or which one fills a need that we don't have covered?
Okay, I'm gonna vote decisively, and I'm gonna vote for Forgiven.
Okay,
because I think Baba does a really great job at bringing in some I don't know, the Eastern sounds, and something that she doesn't really hit very often, which is great. But if the point is to introduce somebody to Alanis, I vote for Forgiven.
Gotcha.
Anybody? As much as I don't want to, I'm going to have to agree because the sound of Baba is such a departure from everything else that she's done that while it would be good in a she can do this, her vocally, it's not all that different than anything else she does. It's the tone, it's the music that's different, which I don't think really is representative of her catalog.
So I'm with it. Let's put Forgiven through as our number 10.
Right.
Bye bye Baba.
And I got to be honest, between All I Really Want and Baba, those two songs were at the top of my list before today, and as I was listening through, I bumped them both to the bottom because I thought I was out on my own. So that just goes to show you never know what's going to happen on this show. All right, so
I find that I frequently end up arguing against a song that I picked when we get to this stage.
Yeah, same.
Well, I mean, Sarah put it perfectly. If we're trying to get somebody in, then we want the one that sounds like Alanis. And try as we might, we still ended up with 3 from Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah. Yep.
And surprisingly, 3 from Flavors of Entanglement. I say
that wasn't surprising to me.
I say surprising in that 3 made the 10. Not that we had so much representation from it. All right, so here's our 10. All I Really Want, You Ought to Know, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, Torch, 8 Easy Steps, Flinch, and Forgiven, and I was only off by one. I thought there was going to be 4 home runs. There were 3. Well, actually, it was really technically only 2. You ought to know and thank you. Okay. All right. So I was wrong. I was way wrong. Way wrong. That's okay. It happens all the time. So, all right, let's put the feet to the fire, Sarah. What's the number one with the bullet?
I said it in the very first round. You ought to know. And I know that it wasn't put through by everybody, but like I said, I'm starting the Church of Alanis, and that is our anthem.
Jody?
All right. Well, I'm going to have to just completely ignore the reason why we do this, because we are talking about Alanis, and there's no way in hell. We all know there's no way in hell that anything from Alanis is going to make it past Fredo.
Possibly, probably, yeah.
I think probably either All I Really Want or 8 Easy Steps.
Okay. All right, let me prop this one up here to the top. And what are you thinking, Lauren?
I was torn between All I Really Want and You Ought to Know. All I Really Want, just because I forgot how great that song was. And then as soon as I started listening to that album, like, it just hits right away.
Mm-hmm.
But You Ought to Know just has like this primal calling inside me of it being a great song. So I'm torn right now. I don't know.
Wait, I have a clarification question. Justin, is this are we talking about the first track, or are we talking about like our number one?
So it's several different things. So it will be the first track in the official playlist for these 10. It's also the one song you would give to somebody to say this is Alanis Morissette, the one song. But also you have to take into account, like Jody said, that this song will represent Alanis in the Best of 2020 episode.
Okay. It's kind of on the fence with me too, Lauren, between You Ought to Know and All I Really Want, but because it's going to be the first song on the playlist and it holds up Jagged Little Pill, I'm going to change my vote to All I Really Want.
Wow.
Well, what's funny is I've been thinking this whole time, All I Really Want or You Ought to Know. And since You Ought to Know, or I'm sorry, All I Really Want was the only song we got in unanimously. I think that says something. If it's track 1, I think it says something. I think all 4 of us have now said All I Really Want would be in our conversation. It sounds to me like All I Really Want is the number one with a bullet.
And so for You Ought to Know, we just have to cut it out.
Hey-o!
Oh.
Well, it had to come up at some point. We're at the end of the show.
Right? It did, eventually. So now's the time. Let me run it down one last time. All I Really Want, You Ought to Know, 8 Easy Steps, Numb, Thank You, Not As We, Underneath, Torch, Flinch, Forgiven. We did a great job at representation here. Now, Sarah has put out a bunch of... Actually, you jumped on the Waves, Rat-a-tat. Like, those are a couple bands I'm really looking forward to kind of... Actually, I've already done my first pass of Waves. I'm waiting for somebody to jump on these, but you jumped on the grenade. You're like, I'm willing to do those, and we can't get a third person on either of those panel.
Well, that's bad news.
Well,
those are great artists. Do you have Liz Phair on the list yet, or have you done her already?
Have not. So let me add her to the list.
She was supposed to be here with Alanis a couple weeks ago. Didn't happen. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me ever. I've had a very easy life. But it was, I was listening to all this and I was like, it would be great if I was watching her with Liz Phair. I'm not over it. Not the worst thing that happened this year, but it's definitely in the top 2.
Jody, I know you're on for a bunch of different things.
Yep.
Huey Lewis and the News being one of them with Sarah's husband, Keith.
Oh, yeah, he's all over that business.
I don't know when that will come out. I couldn't remember on Tuesday. I had Keith on the show, and I was like, I know he just said a bunch, and now I can't remember him. You're here, and now suddenly I can remember the show he's supposed to be on. That's me. That's so Justin.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I know, right? And Lauren, the only other artist you've shown interest in is Tori Amos, and I think maybe we can officially kind of put that out into the air.
Really?
I'll take it.
We all know the reason, all of us here, I think, know the reasons why. So we won't air that out. But I know my wife wants to do a Tori Amos episode too. So I think we already have a panel for that. So I think maybe Tori Amos may happen now. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like it can happen now, though. So, well, there we go. Hey, by the way, if you're not a patron, patreon.com/ohhijustin. I need to start selling this because anybody who doesn't know, we do a program called After the Fact that it will be these 4 panel members having more discussion about whatever the hell happens. The only way to hear it, patreon.com/ohhijustin. Become a patron for only $1 a month, and you get a ton of extra content. And it's not just getting deprogrammed early. It's a bunch of different pods. So, hey, become a patron. I'd greatly appreciate it.
It's worth it.
I hope so.
All the panel members are subscribers, and we would all attest. It's worth it.
And it's only $1. I mean, come on.
It's only $1. I feel like I put more than $1 worth of work into the
You
content.
put a lot more than
You put at least
$1.75.
$1.75.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So with that, though, Alanis Morissette, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.